Let me begin by asking you about Governor Palin. It has been nearly 2 weeks now since you announced that she would be your running mate. She has yet to take any serious questions from either reporters or regular voters. Why not? Why can't she take some questions?
Actually, I believe it was last week when she had her acceptance speech for the nomination of my party. But the fact is that she's coming out in the next couple of days with interviews with numerous people. She's very well versed at that. She's been a governor. She's one of the most accessible governors in America and the most popular one. So she'll be doing a lot of conversations with the media, but we wanted to touch base with the American people first, and the turnout and the enthusiasm of these crowds is just remarkable, and I'm very proud to have a real reformer on the ticket with me.
Let's talk a little bit about the reform issue. You are, of course, a fierce critic of pork barrel spending. The Washington Post reported yesterday that Governor Palin has billed taxpayers as governor for 312 nights spent in her own home, charging a state per diem allowance. And she charged that while traveling on state business in her own home. What does that say about her credentials as someone who's going to attack wasteful government spending?
Well, of course, she disclosed that online transparently and explained why she had to do that because of the travel back and forth, why she did it because of the travel back and forth. But most importantly, she sold the executive jet. She fired the chef. She passed ethics and lobbying reform. She took on the old bulls in her party. She took on an incumbent. She has given money back to the taxpayers. This is a real reform governor, and it's not an accident she's the most popular governor in America. And Senator Obama has never taken on his party on a single issue. She's taken them on, and I'm proud of her record of ethics and lobbying reform and good government.
Let's move on to what you say is the number one issue facing the United States in our time, and that is the challenge of addressing Islamist extremism. What credentials does Governor Palin have in national security, diplomacy, foreign policy that qualify her to be your partner in that on that issue, the fight against Islamist extremism?
Well, obviously the economy is also a major challenge.
Well, no, I'm using your words, Senator McCain. You have said this summer that the number one challenge of our time is Islamist extremism.
I said the greatest challenge of our time as national security threats, and I've also said the jobs and the economy are the number one issue facing America. So, but the point is that Governor Palin was right on the issues. She understands energy, which is one of the fundamental issues of our nation's security. She was responsible for a $40 billion pipeline that's going to bring natural gas to the lower 48. She was right on Iraq. Senator Obama was wrong. She has more experience than Senator Obama does. She was right on Russia. He was wrong, as he made moral equivalency between Russia and Georgia at the time Russia attacked. He said that she was right on Iran when he's been wrong on Iran. She doesn't want to sit down and face-to-face negotiations with Ahmadinejad or the other leaders. She's right on foreign policy. Senator Obama is wrong. And she, I'm sure, has the experience and the judgment necessary to lead this country, and I'm confident the American people will agree with her as well.
Well, you say you're sure she has experience, but again, I'm just asking for an example. What experience does she have in the field of national security?
Energy. She knows more about energy than probably anyone else in the United States of America. She is a governor of the state that 20% of America's energy supply comes from there. And we all know that energy is a critical and vital national security issue. We've got to stop sending $700 billion of American money to countries that don't like us very much. She's very well versed on that issue. And she happens to also represent be governor of a state that's right next to Russia. She understands Russia and their newly aggressive behavior in the world, which is also something we have to be very concerned about.